In 1898, a wealthy businessman was shot dead, murdered in Johannesburg, South Africa. This murder would trigger the fear of an ancient curse. The fear of this curse would lead to a bizarre ritual involving a cat in a luxury London hotel. A ritual that under certain circumstances still takes place today. This is the bizarre true story of an ancient curse, a murder, a cat, and a 5-star London hotel. This is the true story of Casper the cat. This is the Savoy Hotel. The Savoy Hotel, which can be found here along the Strand, is a 5-star luxury hotel in the heart of central London. You may notice a strange topiary statue at the entrance, and if you look closely, you see that it resembles a cat. This is Casper, the Savoy cat. Casper has a long association with the Savoy, and you can find his likeness at a number of locations throughout the hotel. Casper's is also the name of the restaurant that can be found in the hotel, and there is a bizarre ritual that takes place at the hotel that is directly linked to the murder mentioned at the beginning of the video. In 1898, a South African businessman named Wolf Joel invited 13 guests to join him for dinner at the Savoy in their private dining area. 14 places were laid at the dining table, but unfortunately one of the guests had to cancel, and so there were only 13 for dinner. During the meal, the superstitions associated with the unlucky number 13 were discussed, and specifically the notion of 13 at dinner, with the first to leave the table having bad luck and to be the first to die. At the end of the meal, nobody wanted to be the first to leave the table. Wolf Joel was a pragmatic man and had made it clear that he did not believe in superstitions. He offered to allay his guests' fears by being the first to rise. The origins of this superstition can be traced back to the Last Supper, at which there were 13 guests, Jesus and his 12 apostles. Judas, who was the first to leave the table and who betrayed Jesus and ultimately committed suicide from guilt at what he had done. Sadly for Joel, his bravery at leaving the table first did not end well, and he was murdered a few weeks later when he returned home to Johannesburg. The murder of Wolf Joel caused a great deal of consternation for his fellow guests and the management of the Savoy. It was decided not to tempt fate any further, and for any parties of 13 guests, a 14th, usually a waiter, would be provided by management free of charge to sit in on the meal and prevent a repeat of what happened with Joel. This arrangement lasted for 25 years and was a far from ideal solution. Guests would feel very uncomfortable with one of the waiting staff, a stranger, eating a meal with them, listening in on their conversation, and so the management had to find another solution. This is where Casper the cat comes in. Casper was never a real cat, but during some redesigned work at the Savoy, an architect suggested he carved a model of a black cat out of a block of plane. This cat would now be the 14th guest at any dining party of 13. He'll be provided with a seat, plates and cutlery, a napkin around his neck, and served food and wine. In short, he'll be treated as if he was like any other guest at the table, just with a lot less conversation. It has never been confirmed as to why a black cat had been chosen for this role, black cats having their own superstitions, but possibly it was felt one superstition would cancel out the other one. This arrangement was ideal. The guests would feel far more comfortable with Casper at the table instead of a waiter, and he makes for an icebreaker and an intriguing conversation starter. When Casper is not required for a dinner party, like most cats, he spends his time watching the world go by in the lobby of the hotel. As a counterpoint to the superstitions of the Savoy, it is worth noting that there were some who disputed the idea of 13 being an unlucky number. An historian by the name of William Hartnett Blanche decided to tempt fate right to the very limit. In 1890, in Camberwell, he set up a club called the 13 Club. The members of the club would challenge every superstition they could think of. They would meet on the 13th of every month for dinner, have 13 dinner tables, and would start proceedings by smashing 2 mirrors. Members could only find the location of the meeting by following an undertaker, entering the dining hall underneath a ladder. Their dining tables would have a centrepiece of a stuffed black cat, and they could only start eating once they'd spilled some salt. Contrary to expectations, all the members enjoyed long and happy lives, and this led to the club becoming very popular and had a long waiting list of people trying to join. One member stated, "It is actually very good luck to belong to the 13 Club." There is the rumour that there is only one member of the 13 Club who died an early death, and he happened to be the only one behind on his membership fees. The concept of the 13 Club even spread to the United States, and members would eventually include several US presidents, such as Grover Cleveland and Theodore Roosevelt. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out the other videos on the Offbeat London channel.